crosshairs of Trump world, being black and being Muslim.
I am for those.
Do you think it's important, would it be an important statement for the Democratic Party to make to proactively put somebody who is black and Muslim in the DNC chair, or would it cause controversy, consternation, division?
For me, it doesn't matter, right? Because I am as I am, and I can only be what I am. So I just go forward fighting to focus on what the voters need, what the base Democratic voters need, not on myself. It ain't about me at all. And so even though I am what I am, it's never been a barrier to me getting elected. My district is 63% white, and yet I talk about racial justice. They support me year after year because they know that I care about them. I knock doors, bleed for them, fight for them every single day. And let me tell you, it is a heartbreak to have to leave my congressional seat if I win the DNC race, but I will, even though I don't want to, but I will, because it's what does it serve my constituents now for us to be a little blue dot in a red sea?
Yeah.
We've got to shift the playing field so that we got people in the majority in the Minnesota State Senate and House, and in Kansas and Missouri and Michigan and all over the country, because these people are moving with right to work for less laws, and they're trying to strip Obamacare from people, and they're doing all kinds of bad things across the state, including trying to pass these photo ID laws, which I think are nothing more than voter suppression. And look, Democrats have not gotten hit to the fact that Republicans identify voter suppression as a core strategic goal. We have not identified a voter expansion as a core strategic goal. And if I'm the DNC chair, we will. And we'll be fighting to increase the pie, not just saying what's the minimum we need to win. We will say that the vote and the ballot and Democratic participation is the right of every American, and we're going to bring it to them.
I want to come back to the Muslim issue in a minute, but I want to quickly, just because of what you just said, did the DNC err by not fighting voter suppression more overtly and vigorously in this past election?
Did the DNC? I would say all of us Democrats, including me, could have done more. We should have done more. I have a record of fighting voter suppression, and I'll kick that into a whole nother level if I have the power of the DNC chair.
Yeah, and I want to know, so I want to come to one of the other issues that people who are your detractors, who try to use against you, is the fact that you were a supporter of Minister Louis Farrakhan, that you did obviously attend the Million Man March, which is nothing negative. The Million Man March was a pretty positive thing. But how do you answer those who try to throw Farrakhan at you?
Well, here's what I say. If they're asking me who has guided my political thinking, I say, well, A. Philip Randolph. I say Bayard Rustin. I say Walter Reuther, Martin Luther King. I say Paul Wellstone, Hubert H. Humphrey. I say Nellie Stone Johnson, who's a black woman who helped found the Democratic Farmer Labor Party in Minnesota. Asking me about the gentleman you mentioned doesn't do anything to help people understand where I'm coming from. So at the end of the day, it's distraction, it's diversion, and it's just a way to try to defeat my candidacy.
Well, it's also a way to try to divide you with Jewish Democrats, right?
Well, you look, the Democratic Party enjoys 71% support from the Jewish community. We absolutely need it. It's fundamental and important to our success. We value and prize our Jewish support from the Democratic Party. And we know Republicans don't like it, and they're going to try to wedge it. But what I say is let's hang together. Because we got more in common. And we're going to stick together.
What's the most important change that you would make to the DNC as chair?
We would reorient the whole institution toward voter turnout 365 days a year in every single district in the country. We would not rely on TV advertising as much, but we'd use it. But it would be more focused on field, door to door, neighborhood, neighbor to neighbor. We would go into rural America. We go into the blue states that we know we have. So, you know, in California, we go there to fundraise, but they have had an excellent run of progressive success there. Let's look at some of their ideas. Same thing here in New York. We go there and say, hey, can you fund the campaign? But we don't say, how is it that you're able to pass laws that really enhance human life? And we need to adopt their organizing tools. And so that's what I think, that's the real key that we would do.
And lastly, how do you get people under 40 to care about politics, and how could you do that?
Well, you know, they desperately do already, right? So I got two young people, I almost call them kids, two young people who used to work for me as of a few weeks ago. One is Fu Lee, and he's representative Fu Lee, and